tell the truth, and shame the devil. I love being black. All right, people. All right, we're going live tonight. We got Dr. Sanders. We got George Blakemore on the live already. They ready to, hey, listen, people. Hey, it's going to be a great show tonight. A great show tonight. Great show tonight. We're going to show some video of George Blakemore when he was in the South Shore area. This had to be like 4 or 5 years ago, maybe 6. I don't know. And he made some great points, and we're going to talk about it. We're going to accept calls and everything, but we just ask you guys to bear with us. We're going to play. I'm waiting on a few more people to come in, and I want to call some names real quick. All right, I see Tiffany Wilson. I see you. God bless you. God bless you. Sherry Mocha Love. I love being black. I see you. Katie Brown. How you doing? How you doing, Katie? Come on in. We got a great show tonight. We got a guest ready to speak. We got 2 guests on the panel tonight. So this is live, uncut, unedited. Come on in, people. This is where we tell the truth and shame the devil. I tell you, that's what Karen Crawley, I see you. I see you. Mary Jackson, what's up, Mary? I see you. Katie Brown, what's good? What's good? Phoenitra Smith, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? All right. I'm doing great, y'all. This is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and definitely be glad in it. And I'm glad to be living in the land of the living. Darrell Goodrich, how you doing, my brother? Sherry, again. Sherry Love, I see you. Lewis Ramsey, what's up, brother? Thank you so much again. I'm always thanking you every time I see you, brother. I tell you, one thing about when you support somebody and you don't have to ask them for nothing when they walk up and give you something, brother, that means they really wanted you to have it. And I thank you so much again. Don Ray, what's going on? I appreciate you, Don. Thank you so much. It's by God's grace and his mercy. No goodness of my own, because if it was left up to me, I might be out there driving by and snatching purses, doing anything, doing dope, anything. Ain't no telling if it wasn't for God's mercy. Am I right, Dr. Sanders? If it wasn't for his mercy, you ain't telling what you'll be doing. To Neil Spalding. All right. Do me a favor, Mr. Neil, while you hit like on YouTube, make sure you hit the like button on YouTube. I need everybody to hit the like button on his Facebook Live. It says your bedtime. That's okay. Listen to it tomorrow. Yvette Bakes. What's going on? Ronnie Lake. Hey, Ronnie. How you doing? Ronnie Lake. Denise Jones. Hey, Miss Denise. Tracy Johnson. Rita Jones. All right. Lily Liggins. All right. All right. Ronnie Johnson. What's going on, my brother? Cousin Ronnie Johnson. Deborah Singleton. Good evening, Martin, and everyone on the live. Wisconsin in the house. Wisconsin definitely in the house. Patricia Robinson. All right, Miss Robinson. How you doing? Ronnie Johnson. All right. I hear somebody hit some paper in the background. Who's that moving, y'all? Somebody got some paper rattling. You got to keep a quiet background for me, please. Renitha McDonald. I love being black. I love being black. I'll tell you. All right. All right. Ronnie Johnson. Okay. All right. Katrina said you're going in and out. She said I'm going in and out. Hold on. Let me make sure I get it. All right. Is that better, Dr. Sanders? I hope that's better. Live, uncut, unedited. I'm right in front of the mic. I hope that's better. Let me keep my mouth right here on the phone. Let me know if that's better, Dr. Sanders. Let me know. All right. Gilbert, what's up, brother? All right. Phil, what's going on? All right. Everyone share this live stream and hit the like button. Don Smith. Don Smith. All right. Brother D, what's up? I see you, brother. Keep talking to them young brothers out there. All right, keep talking to them young brothers out there. All right, Barry Cooper, what's going on? Much love. Stacy Mitchell, hey, how you doing? All right. Is that Jonathan Champagne? All right. Ronnie John, subscribe. That's right. Subscribe to my YouTube, people. Make sure you do that. This is live uncut. George, is that you making noise in that background? George.
Yeah, you hear some paper.
Yeah, don't be here. I don't hear all that paper, man. I can hear all that.
Paper?
Yeah, stop all that paper rattling and all that. We here. Yeah, all right, okay. We're going to get ready to start. I'm finna share one of George's old videos, and we're just going to talk about life. We're going to be dipping in and out, talking about different things. So, Crystal Red, how you doing? I see you. Wanda Webb. Hey, Wanda. Anisha Thomas Taylor, how you doing? Tanja, I think I'm Robinson. I think I'm pronouncing that correct. Now, don't beat me up if I don't get it right. All right, Barbara Melvin. All right. This is lovely Drea. Hey, Drea, how you doing? All right, we're finna get on with this video. We're finna get it on with it. And we're going to hit George, Mr. George Blakemore. He's finna talk to us for a minute. Check it out.
And you don't have nothing? Hey. I want to be the first black that sits on the commode that a white man sit on. I want to be the first black to ride. Catch no other group doing that.
Yeah.
Who paid for this?
This is me.
Have black people got a TV station? No.
Okay.
Where's your television station? Lining all up. Do you see any Chinese up here? Hell no. You see any Arabs up here? No. They got business. Everything I got on, I bought from the master. Black people not nothing but consumers. They don't even dream of having a business. They don't even, Dr. King don't dream. I want to see my little girl and boy play with a little white girl and boy. You better dream that your little girl and boy have their own business. Hospital, doctor, everything. Why would you dream that your little child go play with another little white girl? It's not working. It's not working. And you don't have nothing? Hey. I want to be the first black that sits on the commode that a white man sit on. I want to be the first black to ride. Catch no other group doing that. Who paid for this? Have black people got a TV station? No. Where's your television station? Lining all up. Do you see any Chinese up here? Hell no. You see any Arabs up here? No. They got business. Everything I got on, I bought from the master. Black people not nothing but consumers. They don't even dream of having a business. They don't even, Dr. King don't dream. I want to see my little girl and boy play with a little white girl and boy. You better dream that your little girl and boy have their own business. Hospital, doctor, everything. Why would you dream that your little child go play with another little white girl? It's not working. It's not working. And you don't have nothing? Hey. I want to be the first black that...
All right, we're going to hold it right there. George, did you hear yourself talking? That was like about 5 years ago at the South Shore Cultural Center.
You know that was longer than 5 years. What you think?
It was 7 years ago or something like that? Okay, well, what's some of your thoughts? Is that still relevant right now today, what you talked about?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Tell me what I see.
Well, did you hear what you said? I'm gonna play another
yeah,
thing.
But I want you.
No, you don't want me to tell. I'm the man. You follow my lead. You follow my lead. We're gonna play another one. Hold on. We're finna play another one.
Man, the black police is not even, they don't even have an organization. You black police, where they have it now around. Y'all have your own police organization. Where is that? You don't have it now. You policemen are not even together. And when we get y'all on the force, we don't want that cold South. We want to see black faces helping black people. Still with you. When you see somebody abuse another black, you're supposed to speak up. That cold silence, no. Each one teach one, each one help one. We got to. And then they over there giggling at me. We all on the same plantation. Them little young ones, look at that crazy man. They know it. They wait on that paycheck. They never want to dream to have a little cleanup service, a maintenance company where you can come in here and get a contract and clean this up. You only can see to just clean up for that check. Ain't that, look, clean that bathroom. You can do it for them, you can do it for you. God gave you everything you need. All you have to do is use it. You got the same damn, I got the same. Black.
Listen to this.
They used to have a black police organization. But now Robinson, can't heal. Now the black police is not even They don't even have an organization. You black police, where they have it now around. Y'all have your own police organization. Where is that? You don't have it now. You policemen not even together. And when we get you all on the force, we don't want that cold South. We want to see black faces helping black people. Still with you. When you see somebody abuse another black, you're supposed to speak up. That cold South, no. That's right, George. Each one teach one, each one help one. We got to. And then they over there giggling at me. We all on the same plantation. Them little young ones, look at that crazy man. They know it. They waiting on that paycheck. They never want to dream to have a little cleanup service, a maintenance company where you can come in here and get a contract and clean this up. You only can see to just clean up for that check. 8 hours. Look, clean that bathroom. You can do it for them. You can do it for you. God gave you everything you need. All you have to do is use it.
All right, we're going to hold it right there. All right. George, I'm going to let Dr. Sanders start it off Dr. Sanders, wherever you want to go, it's okay. It's an open discussion with George Blakemore. Go ahead,
What you said.
Go ahead, George. What'd you say?
No, let Dr. Sanders. I'm going to hear what he's saying.
She says. All right. Go ahead, Dr.
She said. What's going on, Dr. Sanders?
Dr. Sanders? Hello? 97.
Hey, I'm here. I was just
Okay.
I was just listening.
You just listen. Okay.
Blakemore just tells the truth. In my opinion, he tells what he knows to be fact. It's educated for our community to know whether people want to understand him and not look at him and judge him. But he speaks to the volume of those things that we need to know. You know, I was a little girl when Dr. King was killed, but my family was a part of history as well. Downtown. So when he speaks, me being a woman, I listen to him because he has some years of knowing facts, understanding history, which this generation needs to listen to. Everybody's entitled to their opinion, but there are a lot of things that Blakemore knows. And that's when we pull from him. So that's why I love listening to what he has to say. Because he educates me in addition to what I've studied or what I've known. It's a blessing to be in the presence of him because there are a lot of things that I've heard my family say. My uncles in serving World War II, a lot of things he say, I've heard my uncle say, So I have no accusation against him. I listen to him. That's who he is. I respect him. His platform is true. His experience is well researched. His knowledge has a lot of power.
Okay, Mr. Blakemore, comment.
Yes. Thank you very much, Dr.
Sanders.
But the way Dr. Sanders, it's kind of irritating now. The crime chaser should fix this because I'm getting an echo back. Did you get it back, Dr.?
Hold on, I'm going to get it right. Let me know, George. Let me fix it. Just stay right there. Okay, how's it sounding now? Let me know. Echo yet?
I think it's better.
Okay, let me make it a little more better. Hold on. What about now? I can fix it. How that sound?
Thank you very much. Well, Dr. Sanders, thank you for understanding my frustration and my anger, and we as Black people, we got to realize certain things while we own this plantation. Some Blacks get a degree and go to college, but what we want to do, I'm sure every Black person is still this echo there.
Okay, I'm working on it. Just go keep talking. I'm working on it. Let me know how it sounds.
Okay, all right. It's echo.
Okay, but George, let me ask you a question. Do you got me on the speakerphone? Take me off the speakerphone.
What Dr. Sanders is saying.
George.
We need
George.
to know our history.
George.
Yes, we need
George
to know our
George got me on speakerphone.
and
George.
where we come from and where we are. So what has happened? We have forgotten that we are not free over here. Somebody made an announcement after the Civil War or something, with the 40 acres and the music, emancipation and proclamation, and say, hey, you all are free now. But you went right back on the same plantation as a sharecropper. And it's very important for us to keep our eyes on the prize, and that prize is freedom. And like Dr. was
George.
right now, everything that we have over here, we are consumers, and,
Brother George,
and we're not producing.
Brother George.
Yes.
Let me.
Yes,
do me.
sir.
Do me a favor. I need you to hang up and call back. Don't put me on speakerphone. You cannot put me on speakerphone. You got to talk directly in the phone, because I know you like to go with the speakerphone. So just take me off.
Hang up and call you back.
Yeah, I gave you the number, so call that number. Okay. Can you do that? Okay. I'm waiting on George to call me back so we can get this signal right, because we got to hear what he got to say. Okay. Because he had me on speakerphone, and it does an echo. Waiting on him to call me back. I'll let you know, guys, know what he in. Until Dr. Sanders, you can talk until you come in. Go ahead, Dr. Sanders. You're still here.
Yeah. I had 2 times in my life, I had the pleasure of meeting historical people. One is the late Mother Christine King Farrell. When I went to Atlanta to visit Ms. Spelman, and I had the opportunity to meet her, and the effects of history with her brother was something. It still played in her mind of what happened to her brother. And then, of course, Dr. King's mother was killed as well. It's a lot of things that we need to know, and especially this generation. They have to adhere to what has been before in order to understand now and how to shift and move. Another historical moment for me was sitting in the same classroom with the late Minister Malcolm X. Just neat. Deborah. If you know the Emmy Award docuseries on Netflix, Who Killed Malcolm X, Professor Muhammad was my professor, was my teacher. And I began to learn a lot more than what I learned from Alex Haley's book. Ilyasa, which is his daughter, has her book out about her father, her experience. And a lot of what they told us is come to pass. And Martin, you always talk about that, how we are not learned and we need to adhere to it. So when you even go out in history 30 years from now, Martin, if we're in our 80s, you're part of history because you came into another generation from that to let us know what's going on, what you do in talking to us as African Americans. You said the other night, we got to learn how to talk. Debate is one thing, but we don't listen to each other. We just hear. And what history does is give us an understanding. We're in trouble. We are consistent trouble with politics. We've had 2 Black men, one that was murdered and one that is present right now. There's a problem. All of the different groups got a problem. Well, if Brandon Johnson is not voted back in position, are you going to complain with the next mayor? Are you going to do the same thing? What are you going to do? Dr. King fought for us to vote. A lot of history has turned around, but racism still is present. But it's polished. Now we're dealing with another race of people that are staying in the hospitals now. They call the immigrants. Nobody is talking to us. Nobody's involving us. Just over our head until it's too late. So it's the knowing of how to justifiably fight the right way without having to kill each other, without not having to sell out. If you want to run for public office, you don't have to be a monkey. You don't have to have a show. You got to have a love for your people. And Martin, what you do every day is priceless. It's literally priceless. So when Blakemore speaks, people need to listen. He, what did God tell Job? Where were you when I created the heaven and the stars and the moon and the earth? In other words, where were you when I was born?
And leave it on that note right there. We got George back. Hold on, Dr. Sanders. Come on, brother George Blakemore. Come on, 5197.
Yes, well, I think that Dr. Sanders, history is very important, and it's not in the state of Illinois that Black history will be taught. And since they're not teaching our history, we have to teach it. And when that voting, I'm just looking at a people now that they don't have a lot of white Jews. However, the Jews have influence. So the reason I emphasize white Jews, because Judaism was a black man's religion from Ethiopia. However, they have one lady on city council, but the Jewish, white Jews have power. So if they get that power from God, or if they get that power from having money, and it's not the vote now. I know you were saying something about the politics. You can't vote your way out of politics. You can't vote your way into a degree or education. Some things, the politics stop. So you can see the politics that's going on over there between the Arabs, the white Arabs, and the white Jews. They are both fighting over Africa, the Middle East. The white man named that the Middle East. However, these two people, neither one of them are interested in the black man's plight. And when I was speaking earlier, I was saying that we are a consumer. We are consumers. Everything that we our toilet paper, our food, our water, our cars, the books we read, and on Facebook, YouTube, all is controlled the media by the white man. So we have to start to realizing who we are, where we are, and what we're going to do to get off of this plantation. So plantation politics. Number one, the black man here in the city of Chicago, I'm going to say do not or does one of these verbs does not have the number. The Hispanic has the number. So what we going to do now, we don't need the number. We just need, God has given us everything we need. All we have to do is use what God has given us to stay focused, be selfish, and stay focused on us. On us. And this is something we don't want to do. We think that we can go and get a black face and a high place, and they're going to free us. Our politicians, I believe, they're just overseer for the master. Brandon Johnson do not run the city of Chicago. Lady Lightfoot didn't run it. Harold Washington didn't run it. This city is run by corporate American people who big business. And education is very, very important. If a black man gets sick today, he has to go to the white man to heal him. I was over at Soldier Hospital and I was advocating. I said, we need more doctors. I go to all those meetings. And the lady said, Mr. Blakemore, we try to recruit black doctors, but it's only 1%. Then a few months ago, somebody said 10%. If the man don't like you, why you well? How you think when you get sick? We have to use what we got, and God has given us a mind, and we must educate our young people, and we must. Webb Evans, what was a PhD, I don't think he had no big form of education, but he had common sense. He says that green dollar has to circulate in the black community 7 times before it goes out. And it's not even circulating in the black community 1 time. So it's an economic thing. So the man gonna free you, and you don't have no land, you don't have nothing. So you go right back as a sharecropper, and the vote is not the answer. No. It's economic. Do you agree or disagree?
Oh, I agree with that. Go ahead, Dr. Sanders. He talking to you.
I'm asking you a question. You're the intellect,
yes, sir,
on this show today.
We need to have that, we need to have a lot of our young people that are now trying to pay their way through school, but they need to learn more, not just at one point. And that starts with them wanting to understand history, not just taking up a couple of classes. When they get around you, Mr. Blakemore, that helps them enlighten their ability to understand the era and the time of your experience, because you know the facts about voting, about the white man, what he's done. Yes, it's important for our people to have things. I was sharing this with a young man just last week. I said, there's nothing wrong with owning property. Well, it's a lot of responsibility. Well, okay, yeah, but guess what? You can leave that to your children, heir to your children, your grandchildren.
Transitional
those are that's right. Plantational wealth. My family still have a farm in Mississippi, down in Sallis. They still got a farm. So it's knowing your worth and your value. And like you said, a lot of them, they need to go to school to know how. Dr. Daniel Hale Williams set the tone. First open heart surgery. Where do you think Providence Hospital? That's where he did his surgery. Providence, here in Chicago.
Yeah, but you told the young, I said transitional wealth. Since your people have worked hard for that property down in Mississippi, so they'll pass it on. But these blacks up here, that Big Mama paid for these old houses and everything in Inglewood, and then Ray and Kiki can't keep it up. They don't. But the thing about it is, Ray and Kiki is the government that miseducates Ray. Well, Big Mama was supposed to sit them down and tell them, say, now this is our house, and it can be your house, it can be your children's house. My parents left us with a lot of property down in Texas, and $200,000, $250,000 in the bank, and all kind of property. And we started fighting among each other, black people, and it ended up with the white man getting the property. So we have to educate our children, and we have to have a love and respect. We have to buy for each other, and have to also be willing to die for each other. But running to the polls, and I'm going to run for office myself. I'm not going to announce now, or somebody will try to kick me off the ballot. But the ballot is not the way to freedom. Because these old folks had more, some of them couldn't vote down in Mississippi, but they own property. So we have to stay focused on that dollar bill. Circulate that money 7 times in our neighborhood before it go down on LaSalle Street to these white banks. So it's very important that black people, and when black people get around white folks too, they change their personality. And Carter G. Woodson say the miseducation of the black man. Now we have a black man in office. He speaks good English and proper English. But when Willie Wilson was running, oh, we don't want, he used is and ain't. No, you've been better off with Willie Wilson, because Willie Wilson has enough sense to know how to make money. And he wasn't in the union. So we need business people. Now, the other Elijah won't have it, had business. Now, I'm calling everybody out. Calling them, they can't even open up a restaurant. They can't keep that restaurant open. And all up and down Stone Alley, they had all kind of business. When I came here, black people was doing something, walking and all. Now, they doing nothing. So if the ancestors could wake up and come to the city and see what's going on, it's because my parents failed too. Now, we can't put it on us, children. My mother and father did not stress transitional wealth. I guess they just assumed that their children was educated enough to keep the property, but you have to teach them. We have to teach them financial literacy and everything. So that's voting and being like right now, if you get sick, the majority, you got to go to a white man, a doctor, because there's very few black physicians. So if you want to get a lawyer, it's very few black, really professional lawyers that's working on the interests of their people. You have to end up going to a white Jew lawyer. Yeah, I keep it real. And when you come in our neighborhood, you got the Arabs, you got Koreans, everybody comes to the ghetto because there's money in the ghetto. But you live in the ghetto and you don't know how to get that money. It's something wrong with us. Now, the miseducation of the black man. That's right. And history is very, very important.
Martin, you know what? Blakemore is saying something that's very powerful. Young people, what he's saying, I'm going to break it down to you. When you grow up and you live, let's just say you live in Auburn Gresham, and your grandparents are 90 years old. They work 30 and 40 and 50 years on their job to build a home for you because your parents lived there. If they die and get off the scene, you don't go and sell the house. If the house needs to be repaired, you get you some good, sensible, educated, reasonable black contractors to rehab the house.
That's
don't
right.
Sell the house for little or nothing, only for it to become $1 million 5 years later. Because that's what happens in the community. You got so many in Inglewood, Auburn Gresham, Washington Heights. The houses are torn apart. And the kids never see the grandkids. Don't leave those houses to those grandchildren that don't know how to keep two fed. The power of money means something. So when you sell a house, then you have nowhere to go. Then you in the problem. I don't feel like wanting to do this. No, that's a part of your history. Because when you have children, where are your children going to live? Because you don't want to get the house repaired. You got plenty of agriculturalists that know, and landscapers that know how to help you remodel, rebuild, and get your own people to do that. Trust me. You don't let nobody talk you out of your wealth. That means generation. How do you think, and I want to ask you all young people, listen, how do you think the Kennedys survived?
That's right.
They own Martha's Vineyard. Everybody goes to Martha's Vineyard to do what? Go and sightsee and see President Barack Obama. But those Kennedys got wealth. Chris
All right,
Kennedy
but you
didn't
know how
have no
Kennedy
public
got that wealth? Kennedy was bootlegging liquor. The old man was bootlegging liquor at everything. The old man was bootlegging liquor, and he got in with the government. But if a black man, like they said, they used to have these Jones boys or somebody that had that lottery, and they was rich. Those black men that say was rich, but the government took over the lottery and ran their ass to Mexico. So we got to be super black people. But you're familiar with the lottery.
Mm-hmm. George. Hey, George, you got a caller.
Yeah,
I don't play it either. 3654. Go ahead, Robert Brown. I think that's you. Caller, go ahead.
Yeah, it's me.
What's your question? What's your thought?
My question is that the black Democrats have taken the black vote for granted. And it's time to vote all the black Democrats. We need to turn Chicago red, as Brother Mark Carter said.
Who you want to come in? The lady, Dr. Sanders?
You go ahead, George. George, you're a Republican. Yeah.
Well, now, you're going to turn Chicago red. Now, we have to teach these Democrats how to treat us. I'm talking about these black Democrats. Now, but we got to be careful now when we go into that new master, that new plantation, the Republicans. We got to let them know, say, listen, we want this and we want that. We don't negotiate, but we got to be on our way off of his plantation too. The Democratic and the Republicans, and we want to be a self-sufficient people. We just traveling from one plantation to teach them. Say, Master Charlie, I'm through with you, and here comes Trump and over at the Republican and say, we want you to do that for us. Number one, we want you to close that border down because all these immigrants, new Americans, refugees are coming and displacing us. And those Democrats right here in the city, not millions of dollars, but billions of dollars was given to these people. Billions. And so we got to teach them. Sometimes you got to teach the person how to treat you. And I'm not a Christian, a Jew, a Muslim, a Hindu, or Buddhist. Did you know I'll do some voodoo on you? I believe in revenge. I want somebody to come in and say, Mr. Blakemore, you don't believe in God. I'm a God, and all my people are God, and we're God's children, and we got to stay focused on us. So you're going to turn it red, but what are you going to get when you turn it red on your way to freedom land? What do you let the Republican know? We coming to you on our way to freedom land, but you got to give us this and that. We don't change or just leaving one plantation to another one. So I believe what Mark is saying, the main thing that I think that we need now, we need 30% of the jobs, goods, contracts, service, everything, 30%, because that affirmative action is not working. Here come the white hair. Here come the white woman. Here come the Asian. Here come the Indian. And then you cut that goddamn pie up, and then I don't have nothing but the piece of pie. So Mark said this several years ago, but he's not emphasizing it. We need to change that affirmative action into a set aside for black people. And if they don't give it to us, we got to set it aside for us. Any development that comes on the south side, west side, north side, whatever, we have to, we want 30%. And you know, the Democrats not going to give that to us. They never have. And the Republicans might not give it, but we got to ask for it. And Mark is not pushing that issue. And we got too many activists, elected officials that sell out Aunt your mama, Uncle Tom, about whatever name you call them because they get money. See, I can get blacker than black because I'm 81 years old, almost 82 years old. And if they kill me, I'm free. I've lived my life. So I'm not scared of them. I'm on my way to the freedom land. And I want my people to realize that. I'm an old man. I've been there, I've done that. Try something new. Let's turn it red. Let's turn it red and see what that can do. Because we already know what's up. But we got to tell the Republicans we want that damn border closed and we want some jobs, goods, contracts, and service. You're not going to play on me, Trump. I'm the goddamn player. Excuse me for cursing, but either you're going to be a player or you're going to be played on. You can be played on by the Democrats, you can be played on by the Republicans, and you can be played on by these black activists that's making money off of this.
Mm-hmm. George, let me say this. Mm-hmm. I want to say this. I don't want this is my concern about turning Chicago red. This is my concern. Now, I believe that there should be some black Republicans and black Democrats. I think that should be a balance. So should no one party be able to guess we're going to vote all Republican or all Democrat? We should be
put all your eggs in one bag.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So we got to have like-minded people on both sides, not just on the Republican side, but on the Democrat side too, as well, to represent us on both sides. So I don't want us to jump out the skillet into the frying pan. We got to get reparations. That should be top, closing the border, reparations first and closing the border. Should be on top of the line.
What's the reparations?
Yeah.
The further way we can get our reparations is to change from that affirmative action to 30% of everything, development or whatever, for black people.
Well,
we have to change that affirmative.
George, ain't no affirmative. George, they done away with that. That's over with. Affirmative action. That's over with.
Well, then what are they using now?
They didn't use that's over with. They voted it out.
We're not getting nothing.
We know, yeah.
Like Mark.
Yes.
Like on December 17th, when my auntie was, I think I told y'all on the show, when my auntie was attacked by the mic in the Jewel parking lot on 60th, back in December. It was December 17th. So to protect my auntie, the way my mom raised me, I was taught how to protect a black woman and not let her get attacked. And a migrant was following my auntie, and I pushed him out the way today. And I lost my cool.
Okay. Well, let's get back on this subject.
Well, did they arrest you?
Huh?
He said, did you get arrested?
Did the police get involved in that?
Say that again, George.
Said, did the police get involved?
Did the police get involved when you pushed that?
Yeah. No, the police didn't get involved, but we went to court for the December 17th event, and the police didn't charge me because they said that I acted in self-defense, protecting a 70-year-old woman with my auntie.
Well, first of all, they didn't charge you because you didn't get arrested. So we know that.
Exactly.
We know that.
But I'm asking you, what did they do to the migrants?
The police didn't come, but I just told the Jewel security guard, these illegals don't need to be in front of this Jewel.
Robert,
these illegals don't need to be in front of these Jewels.
Okay, let's get back on.
They are already in your neighborhood. They have invaded your neighborhood, and they gonna stay. They're not gonna move out, and anybody gonna move out, they gonna move the black people out. Some of the black people have no fight.
Well,
but they know how to be mean to each other.
Well, I live in DuPage, and and the mayor signed an executive order to say no bus drop-offs of migrants. I think it was like a bus came here, they surrounded that bus and arrested the driver. And they put those migrants on the metro and sent them to the city. This was I want to say, right before we had that snowstorm. And this is a Republican.
Well, then they sent them to the city because they know
sent them to the city.
That the city welcomes them. And our black elected officials don't lay it all on Brandon. They had a referendum and they wanted to put it on the ballot that we want the people to vote. Do they want a sanctuary or don't they? And these black aldermen, they didn't want the referendum. And some of the activists say like they were going to go around and get petitions and going to put it on. They didn't do nothing. All these old activists going around here talking and don't do nothing.
And shame the devil.
They don't come talking about we go. All they have to do is get a piece of paper and if everybody's signing and did they do that? No.
Hey George,
watch these black activists.
I tried to tell these people a long time ago.
Of the two, trailing out.
Listen,
talking black.
They've been sold out.
Back room and getting money.
The gentleman said that his relative was attacked, and I'm in this ward. I'm around the corner. Now my older woman said this to me. I'm calling out on it. She said that if an immigrant do anything to any of the community residents, to call the police. According to how she said it was, and I quote what she said, not me, that the more you call the police in and make the report, then they'll see the difference. I don't think so.
That's not true.
There's no way in the world your relative should have been attacked.
What's your husband's name?
Jeanette Taylor.
But Jeanette Taylor's not telling the truth.
You think?
Because when they go to court, they don't send these people back. They still at Macy's and they still in every damn where, and they don't send them back. They always say they do not get them on another bus and send them out of here. Call ICE on their ass. They don't do that. So Jeanette Taylor's not telling the truth.
I heard this. This is what I heard.
No.
I heard one of them aldermen got.
And how did Jeanette Taylor vote? Did she vote for sanctuary to be on the ballot, or did she vote against it?
She voted against it. She voted
against it, but she said her hands was tied.
Well, she meant she didn't want. Did she want sanctuary or didn't she want it?
Well, she voted against it, so she didn't.
She voted. She didn't want it on the ballot.
Right.
She didn't want that to come on the ballot.
Because I heard, George,
talking out of both sides of the mouth.
I heard some of these aldermen got $50,000 for voting against that to be on the ballot. $50,000. That's what I heard.
Well, $50,000, you can't do nothing. I got $200 in the bank, and $50,000 is no damn money. If you don't sell, you supposed to sell yourself out. You can't do shit for $50,000. And all I have is $200. What the hell I know about money? My people had money. A fool and money soon depart. So maybe I've been a fool. My sisters and I got to fighting over that goddamn money, and the white man got it all. $50,000 no damn money.
Sell it out.
Do you think $50,000? You can't do shit for $50,000. No. And so, I was in court on the 10th, and what happened? Tracy said that I was in there talking to those public defenders. Tracy said that a lot of illegal immigrants was in court and the police didn't even show up and the jury let them all go. You know they're not sending them back. You know that. They want them here. Why would they send them back? And the bus, they didn't send the damn bus back. So they billions and millions, billions of dollars are given to them. And they're not giving it to us. And that's our reparation. And I told Tony Treadwickle when they go to jail, he told Chef Doc, don't call ICE. Call ICE on their ass. And send them all back. Man, that's how we got to stay focused on us. We got to be selfish. Self-preservation is the first law of nature. Do you think these white Palestine Muslims was marching downtown for black reparations? No. Do you think these white Jews was marching on the behalf of black people? No. And do you think black people are marching on the behalf of black people? No. So we not even protest. And I don't blame the officers because you all not making them. They supposed to vote the way you tell them to vote. And that's why I came and told you that vote don't mean nothing. Yeah. You got them in office. And what are they going to do? They're not doing nothing. And crime chasers say, don't put all your eggs in one basket because you go over there to Trump and turn that red, they'll do you the same damn way. Because they know you're foolish people. If my mother and father could see us, they say, I'll be damned. All my shotgun houses down, the Habitat got them now. All those houses. And they say, who are the Blakemore? They say, who are those people? The people down in court know we was foolish people. Yeah. Get the fight. That's what happened to Coach Chief and Geronimo. When they know anything, they put all their asses on the reservation. I guess you got the right one on tonight, Martin Johnson. I'm not Mark Carter. I'm not Darren. I'm not Erica. My name is George Blakemore. And I've been out here. And there's my mama gonna tell me, I sent my son to college. I didn't send him to sell stuff on the street. I've been selling peanuts on the street. Roach clips on the street. That's right. And I've been a teacher too. That's right. So I've been up and I've been down. What in the hell is $50,000? And I done made hundreds of thousands of dollars. And I don't have nothing but $200. I don't want you to be a damn fool like me. But don't sell out. I am somebody. Martin Johnson invited me to come over. An old, black, big nose, big lip, black asshole man to call on his show because I'm somebody. I don't have to have $100,000 to be somebody.
And shame the devil. You're right. I sure enough invited you to George. George, listen, I was videoing you when you were popular amongst the social media people. Everybody know who you are, but you wasn't popular on social media. I started it videoing you, and then that's how a lot of people recognize you on social media. And you know that, George.
Yeah, but did you know that I remember I would go out to South Shore Country Club, and Doc Walsh used to hustle. He would always run, and he would get up there and just put his next to name. I'll put a next to name because Mary Daly, he didn't want to call me. And then at 10 o'clock, one thing I like about Mary Daly, he let everybody speak. And then I get ready to speak, Mayor Gator cut the lights off and cut the damn mic off. And I said, you didn't let me speak. The police said, I'll see you next year, George. That shows power. Power in the spoken word. And when Mayor Daley say he gonna retire and resign, he said, I want to make Harold Washington Library down on Van Buren State. I want that to announce Harold Washington Library stop. And I'm the one who told Mayor Daley that. Mayor Daley said, George got more sense than all of them. Mayor Daley said that. I didn't say it. So Mayor Daley had sense to keep that mic out of my goddamn mouth. Because I got a big mouth and a big heart and a big soul for black people. And I don't owe nobody nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you can't come to me and pay me. Because I am somebody and all my black people are somebody. And money don't make me. I made money. And I don't have nothing but $200. And that's not that you can't even wipe your boot or your ass for $200. But Martin Johnson say, George Blakemore, could you come on my show? I said, yes, I ought to charge you $2,000 for that interview. All right.
Hey,
let the doctor talk.
Okay, go ahead, Dr. Sanders. Go ahead, Dr. Sanders.
No, I'm still here. No, what he talked about is truth to power. Many of you all were not here. Some of you all were not even born when the old library used to be at 435 North Michigan Avenue. When we lived, when Mayor Washington died, that shook us up. It shook the city up. It shook us up. We were at City Hall. We was at Johnny Coleman's church. Those of us that lived that era, we experienced a lot. And with Blakemore on here talking to us, he's given us understanding of what we need to know. There's no battle. There's no battle that we have to fight for this. This is real. This is real talk. We have to learn how to be understanding of history. You got so much now on YouTube that are put up there for you to understand a lot of the four freedom fighters that helped, and they tried to give us knowledge. They tried to give us power of learning. We don't have to pretend. Like he said, protesting is serious. You got to know, first of all, what you're protesting for. What is your virtue in? Why are you protesting?
That's right.
Are you just going to say, oh, I'm just going to be in the crowd so I can be seen? Because right now, this ain't entertainment tonight. There was a time we only had 2, 5, 7, 9, and channel 26. That's real talk. Those are only channels. And what was on Blakemore? Oh, can you see? There was no channel. And after 12 o'clock, it was off. We lived here where Sid O'Dowd produced Jubilee Showcase. Do you all remember that? You remember that Don Cornelius was here? He started Soul Train with my family, with dancers. See, these are things that we know. These are things we experience. Now, I'm going to hit you with this one. Although he had a lot of marital issues, but nobody talks about David McCoy, who owned all the Zanzibar hotels on Stony Island. The first black man that was a millionaire. That's Lisa Ray McCoy's father. He owned the tavern, Fluky Stokes. That packed out the funeral right there at A.I.L.E. Cadillac Casket. But I'm just saying, although McCoy had some issues, but the man was the first black man that had those until him. Did y'all know that? A lot of them don't know that.
Did you know Phil Hill might end up? They gonna be playing soccer over in that park. Jesse Owens Park. The Hispanic gonna move over there and gonna be playing soccer. And look at Washington Park now. Not Washington Park. That park. What's that other park? Jackson Park, where that Harold Washington. Where that No. I'm talking about that Obama Library Center. Did you know they gonna move the blacks out of there?
Eventually, yep.
It's just a matter of time. And when they had those community agreements, I was against it. The Melody Span and what's that old Bobby Two Man, Leon Finney, and Carol Adams and all of them, they was for that. But they should have had a community agreement that they would not move out the present residents, keep the rent and their taxes down, that the people that was there would still be there. They gonna gentrify them out.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have no leadership, poor leadership. And I remember WBON used to be the talk of the nation or something, black talk show. They don't do nothing. Running their mouth like I'm running mine right now. But I'm trying to tell you some real talk. And when they had me on WBON, Mr. Blakemore, you're on an ego trip today. You just talking about on Mae Jackson's show and Charles, they say they had never have that many people to call in the WBON. But I asked Melody, I say, Melody, I didn't ask that. I say, is this a black a radio station? And she came out. Yeah, I got clear sound and get out of here. We don't. She took $1 million, so many $1 million to keep it right there where it was on 87. Then she went downtown. We don't even have a black radio station. We're not progressing. We're going backwards. That lady was talking about all the business and people owning motels and hotels and all kind of things. They had all kind of things on the south side. We look at the south side now. Yeah, she was talking about history. Yes, ma'am.
Blakemore, my family for 41 years owned Percy's Livery. They used to be on 35th and Michigan Avenue years ago. Before Lyft came out, before Uber came out, Jiffy, you had a lot of black-owned cab services that was outside of Checker.
Right now, that Madonna, that thing don't make it's not worth nothing. Emmanuel came in and got Lyft at Uber, and that put all the black cab companies out of business. Well, your people was business people.
Mm-hmm. Do they
Come on, talk now, doctor.
Do they still got jet livery?
That's right. That's right. Percy's Livery was right there at 36th and Wabash, right on the corner underneath the Greystone House. That's where they were at for 41 years, named after my late uncle, Percy's Livery. They had the black bubble cab. And then my uncle, before he passed, he literally used to use their own cars. And guess what? How much it would take you to go downtown? $7. $7. Percy's Livery. All of these individuals.
But did you know Emmanuel brought in Uber and Lyft? They say some of his people, his brothers own that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's Lyft or Uber.
Mm.
But black people, do you think we progressing or are we going back?
Backwards. We don't own nothing no more.
Yes, indeed.
And I'm
They
gonna say,
used to have
George,
a Cadillac dealership over somewhere on the expressway.
George,
They had a man had a dealership.
George.
They had service stations. Now the Arabs got all the service stations.
Mm-hmm.
And the schools, somebody should call in and tell them how CVS they say they used to have 1,200 kids to graduate, when they graduated in the 12th grade. And now they don't only have 200 over CVS. Somebody need to call in and talk about the good old days.
Mm-hmm.
So today is not hitting on nothing.
Ain't no nothing. George.
Ray thinks he got it going on.
Yeah. George.
And Shanita twerking. Yeah.
George, let me say this. You got young black people, especially those the one I'm gonna say under 40. They don't believe that black people had all these businesses. They don't believe that. They believe black people can't do no business. They don't believe it, George. They don't believe it. I'm telling you, Dr. Sanders. Listen, Dr. Sanders, the Arab, you and I came, man. They had plenty of businesses. The corner stores was the business. They had the gas stations was the business. They had cleaners was the business. They had restaurants.
Cleaners, yes, they did.
Yeah.
And they had movies.
Yeah. Movies, yeah.
And what about the Regal? When the Regal
Theater, the Met Theater. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, they
what's
don't
wrong with
remember
us?
Blakemore, the Coliseum. They don't remember the Coliseum.
Yeah.
Used to be on Michigan Avenue.
and once upon a time, they had a magazine called The Ebony. They own a building down there.
Jet.
What happened to that Ebony building?
Yeah.
That was the only high rise that was owned by blacks in the city. Right there. The white folks is buying up everything. And the Arabs, everybody's moving in and moving us out. What about Reverend Woo Woo? Reverend Woo Woo used to live right in the neighborhood where the church. Now Reverend Hannah and all of them, and Jeremiah Rice and that other man, they have these big mega church. They move away from the people. Way out in the suburbs.
Mm-hmm.
But why you don't want to live close to the people if you're supposed to be a leader? I'm asking you this question.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
well, where's the Reverend Hannah? Does he live in the 8th Ward?
Most of these.
What about Reverend Moe? Does he live out there? I went out on 95th, and it looked like a desert. That wall, that McDonald's is closed. Black people are going backwards instead of forward.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we used to talk about what we gonna do about it.
We used to have a DDS.
And don't go to that west side. That west side have over 3,000 or more vacant lots.
Mm-hmm.
On that in Lundale, over there where Monique was. Any development coming over there is not gonna be black. So black them got no damn money to develop nothing. They can if they pool their money together.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. Where's your black insurance company? Down in Fort Worth, Texas, they had Atlanta life insurance. I came from Black Wall Street. You go down to Fort Worth, Texas now, it's full of mixers. So this is not only happening in Chicago, it's happening all over the United States. They say you go up to Oakland now. It's been invaded. So this is serious. And we need people like you to bring it out, doctor, and you crime chaser, keep it real. Yeah. Now they were talking about Willie Wilson using is and ain't. And Jamal Green speak good English. And Brandon Johnson speak good English. He don't use is and ain't, but is he good for black people? I'm asking these questions.
There's some good questions.
We want an education, but I'm gonna leave that with you. You can look good, you can talk good, you can dress good, you can smell good, you can act good, and be a piece of SHI. Come on with it now.
All right, now tell the truth. Tell the truth. And what? And
that's
shame
right.
the devil.
And you can have a PhD and be a piece of SHI. We need some doctors out here now. We need y'all to get married, you black people, and produce some doctors, some lawyers, engineers, chemists.
We don't need
scientists.
no. That's right. We don't need no more drill rappers.
Otherwise, tweet your ass, text your ass, Facebook your ass off this plantation. Email it all. You chew it all. That's right. Yeah.
George?
I catch myself all day long. I'm playing on this goddamn cell phone. I need some money.
I think we all, George,
Black people need some money.
Yeah.
Come on, Dr. Sanders.
He literally is telling the truth, because I'm sitting back thinking about back in the day, TK Lawless Gardens, right there on 35th Street. There used to be a black-owned insurance company right there on the corner.
Yeah, Supreme. Yeah.
In Lake Meadow. They call that area Lake Meadow, which is now called Bronzeville. We have Michael Reese Hospital, Providence Hospital, Mercy Hospital, which is, they shut it down now and call it Insight. But a lot of young people don't understand. What he's speaking is reality. You may not want to believe it, but it's the truth. There was a time that black folks went to 63rd Street to shop and Roseland to shop. Then they would go on 12th Street. Downtown was the biggest one. I remember when the trains was green and white. The bus was green and white. All of these things here, he's talking about his history. When we had Spiegel Catalog, Sears, to be on 79th Street. I mean, there's a whole community. And like he said, a lot of these pastors do not live in the city. They live in the suburbs with big money on payroll. And you only see them when it's Christmas and Thanksgiving. The old
all right, so what
get
y'all
out
gonna
there.
do now for celebrating Black History Month?
Oh, you know Blakemore, they getting ready. Look,
we got.
Do you know how long it took for them to even make Dr. King's birthday a national holiday?
What you say? What last time, lady, Lightfoot, she didn't have up nothing for Black History Month. She had the Ukrainian display up there. At least Brandon took down that damn Ukrainian display. We need to tell your Altman that we want a beautiful Black display on that first floor of City Hall. We're going to celebrate our achievement. Tell Jeanette that.
Yeah, we're definitely going to do that. And let me just say this, people. First of all, before we do anything, we have to get a mindset. You have to have a new mindset, Because a lot of you young folks out
right.
there, you think this is the way it's supposed to be. You think it's always have been like this. No, it have not always been like this, what you seeing and what you're witnessing in the black communities. We have businesses 51st, 47th, 63rd, businesses 79th, 87th Street. Black businesses in our community, black-owned businesses. I'm telling you, there's so much hate.
But now when the
Go ahead, George.
yeah, what I'm saying is when they come over here, when these illegals come here, they gonna open up all these old vacant buildings and they gonna show you blacks how to open up this. They gonna open up this.
Mm-hmm.
And they gonna sell their hot tamales and Frio and everything. And you know the Mexicans believe in getting married now. They gonna have so many little wedding shops. That's right. Black people, y'all gonna have to get married now. Well, you're not married, Mr. Blakemore, but don't be like me. Be better than me.
Mm-hmm.
We want to see a lot of black men and women get married and have a commitment, family value. Family comes first.
Mm-hmm.
And then if I had a good family and had a family, they wouldn't have to put me in the old folks' home. Because that's where my old ass going.
Listen.
And Blakemore, you know what? We didn't have Black Hollywood at all. Tyler Perry kicked it off, and now you got John Ruffin, who's kicking it off in Chicago. This is what they're talking about. Because there was a time that black people couldn't do with these two black men. Let's forget about their personal life. Let's talk about the fact of what they had to do. John Ruffin, David E. Talbot. These are three black men, and there are others that we may not know, but do have productions out there. If you look on Tubi right now, all you see is black, low-budget cut films.
Mm-hmm.
Why not hit the main screen?
Well, if we can do that, we can have black doctors too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Whatever the white man can do, black people can do it and do it better.
Mm-hmm.
Jerry Iceman Butler. Over the phone for that.
Is Jerry Butler still around?
Yes, sir. He's still living. His wife passed a couple years ago.
So they live over there by the Gap. But you know, Jerry Butler used to be a commissioner. He know me.
He sure did for Cook County. He sure was.
Yes.
Yep. We got a new caller, guys. 760. Hey, caller. Eric code 760.
Hey, how you doing?
Good, great. All right, good. Where you calling from?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear. Where you calling from?
This your cousin. You should know my phone number by now.
I don't know your phone. You never gave me your phone number. You call the screen. You don't call my phone. Go ahead.
I sent it to you through. We ain't gonna be arguing. Anyway, hey y'all.
Okay.
How are you?
I'm good. You know what? I want to touch on the black business comments. Y'all gonna get mad at me. Now, I'm gonna say personally, I know in my community there were only 2 black businesses. Now, a lot of businesses appeared as if they were owned by blacks because, again, white people are smart. They know to put us at the face of their business, which helps to generate more business. So I'm saying, and I'm not knocking a lot of what's being said, but at the end of the day, I think that we have to have some moral compass as a race. We have to have some standards. You can't have a twofold situation. You can't want one thing and still think you're going to be able to do the other. Like, if you're looking for support from Republicans, keep in mind, Republicans are hardcore Christians. They're hardcore Christians. So are people going to be able to walk those ropes of those those ropes of being morally compass. You know, the other night you just asked the guy about how did he feel about gay marriage, and he started backpedaling. It's like, what did we stand it for here? The moral compass is the most important thing. That is one of the reasons why our communities have fallen apart, because we want to be able to do both. You can't. You have to figure out which side you stand on. Are you standing on the side of good, or are you standing on the side of evil? You cannot straddle the fence. You can't think that it's okay for your neighbors to sell loose cigarettes and beer, and you not even call the police on them. But we do it. I've seen.
Now, let me say something with that. I want to say, hold on, George. George, let me say this. Now, loose cigarettes is really, I don't really consider that a super crime or nothing like that. People smoke it.
I'm using it as an example.
Okay, all right, because go. Okay, all right, okay.
I'm using it as an example for today instead of saying selling weed.
Okay.
I mean, I know the life I live. I know what I've seen. I know what I've done. I've been both.
It'd be different if he's selling rock.
So a lot of these behaviors are really what's been holding us back. We can't continuously blame a rape for holding us back. We have to be accountable for our decisions that we make and the things that we do, and be honest about what's going on in our communities and how we turn our heads to it. I walked down 63rd Street. I walked down 63rd Street and seen people doing things that they shouldn't have, not called the police. I've done it.
Now,
but know this: in my house, it wasn't permitted.
No.
So we have to be accountable.
Let me say this. Let me say they would come there. Let me just say this. Start with your family. I've never known your sons to be in gangs or doing drugs or doing none of that. So that don't, what you see outside, that don't count for every black person. Now, we know crime is going to always be around us. It's going to be.
Have to be?
No, hold on. Let me just say it. But let me just say it. Now, you know where we grew up at. As long as it's going to be sin in the world, and I think it's going to be sin in the world to the world end. People going to kill. They're going to smoke dope. They're going to have sex. They're going to lie. They're going to steal. All people across the board. They're going to scam. They're going to do all these things. Somebody got to put your phone on mute. Somebody's phone's echoing. But they're going to do these things. So I'm not coming down hard on the black community only. See, this thing has been fixed. Everybody go against black people, even black people. Why you think we got rules? It's strictly for black people to keep us down and oppressed. We don't own nothing.
Yeah, but see, here's the thing. Now you and I know, and even the young man that's on the show knows that. I mean, back in the 70s, when you think about Martin Luther King, the civil rights movement, things of that sort, there were good, upstanding black families. Now, the problem is here, again, when people don't want to live properly, you always have, and you're always going to have it. But what I've noticed, me living in a black community, not having all the businesses being ran by us, looking at it, seeing it with my own two eyes. On 71st Street, you have a north side of the track and you have a south side of the track. I was growing up on the south side of the track, where if you did something on that particular side of the track that wasn't okay with the people on that side, and within that particular community, people called the police. My mother experienced a hardship, so we had to move to the north side of the track. Now on the north side of the track, just literally a train track, the metro train track, dividing this one neighborhood, but just by the track. We moved on the north side of the track. Listen, everything went on that side of the track, and nobody called the police. Nobody. The whole entire community allowed it to happen. So this is not.
No. Let me stop, cuz Cuz, let me stop you. Let me just stop you. I'm going to help you out a little bit with some real factual information. There's a such thing as calling 911. Now, if you call 911, that means you're calling the police. Now, you may not sign a report and say, hey, I seen Martin Johnson shoot so-and-so, but I can tell you he was out there at the time happening. So that's a myth. Black people do call the police. They call them. Don't believe that. Ask some of these people. Hold on. See, listen. First of all, now, you know I sold dope. I sold it. I remember standing on the block. The police rolled on us and told us which house was calling the police on us. Now, you know that ain't right. They told us. So we knew what house to deal with. Okay, this house right here, they the one calling the police didn't have no business doing that because the police kept tired coming on that block and they didn't want to do their work. And that's what you see a lot of policing. They are not policing the community properly. There's no way in the world when a person, a resident is calling the police, their name or address should never come up to the perpetrators at all. They have done that. I'm telling you, these are things where we got to.
I'm not saying that it doesn't happen.
But no, I'm just saying. But I got to educate you so you can see it. I got to educate because see.
I know, I believe that, but. Wait a minute. Let me say this, and I'm gonna get off the phone. I love you. I just love what you're doing. But again, why can't the people in the community be accountable for what's going on? You heard me say I lived on the south side of the track.
I know you did.
71st and Ridge.
I remember.
71st and Ridge. Remember you used to come over there and mama used to do your hair.
Right.
You already know that side of the track was quiet.
Yeah.
If you thought you was gonna commit a crime over there, trust me, the community wasn't. We had black clubs, but then when crime began to increase in communities, people who had sense and who had, I'm not saying, but they have more of a moral compass and less support of the community around them, you're gonna fight. You think I'm gonna stay in a community where I'm trying to get the people who live in the community to help me fight this crime, and it's just me, and I'm outnumbered against the perpetrators? Oh yeah, I'm gonna move. I'm gonna leave y'all to have this, and that's also what black businesses do. You think that they was gonna continue to sit around while people were breaking into their stores, and the community wasn't supporting the protection of their stores? Nobody should have to go to the police. That's something that they should be doing amongst themselves. And then when you continuously have, and I promise I'm going to shut up, when you continuously have the same behaviors that are getting us nowhere, continue to go on within a race, the moral compass is going to decrease.
Okay.
I remember I was on Public Aid. I went to I'm going to say
sometimes the police are crooked too.
Yeah, hold on. That's what I'm trying.
Just the fact that black women are still having babies and not even being married.
Okay.
Public Aid without.
But listen. Now I know that's a whole nother subject. Black women having babies and not being married. But let me just say this. Let me just say this. I got a new caller. I just want to say this. First of all, what you saying?
I'm going to jump back in. I'm listening to what you say.
Okay, what you saying does not represent the whole black community at all. We got crooked policemen out here. Trust me, I've been on the block. I've been in the trenches. I know how they get down. They would turn. You got some open air markets on the south and west side. Everybody know that's the drug spot. Everybody know it. And guess what? They still operating right now as I speak. You're like, man, don't the police know what's going on? Yeah, they know. They don't want to stop it. They're afraid. So people don't believe the hype when it comes to we don't call the police. You see these guys that got caught for killing FB Duck. Somebody told the police. The police wasn't there when them guys did that shooting. Somebody called the police. Somebody told on them. I'm not going to go into that because I leave that street stuff alone. But what I'm saying, we do call the police. Listen, you got parents right now they loved one have been shot in the city of Chicago and they don't know anything, nothing. But we got paid detectives. We got paid not doing their job. Listen, my car got stolen. I stayed on 68th and Emerald. I got the videotape from this grocery store right there, emailed it to the police officer, and he still didn't do nothing. The man stole my truck with a flatbed truck. Took my car. Had the proof and everything, plates, everything. Name on the side. Police did nothing. I mean, absolutely nothing. I think his excuse was, well, that's a company. How we know which driver it did? I don't know, but it was in that company car, their company vehicle. But I got a new caller. Come on, caller 0039. And I'll let you guys talk. Come on, new caller. New caller, go ahead. New caller.
Hi guys, happy evening. Just check in just as a Black woman who owns in the hood in the middle of the chaos that she speaks on. And I don't think that what she says is all the way true. I think that's a perspective. And I think that, we can honor her perspective, but we living, breathing, and paying taxes in this community, and also knowing the history of my community and redlining, and knowing the perpetuated violence that happens in our community as a person who has a call-in tree, and I'm under the age of 40. So this is my mindset of the way that I was raised. So I hope I'm being a representation of us in my community, because I have a love and understanding of everybody on my block, but I also understand that being in a homeownership and also being in a homeownership world, that I've realized that this country has never been set up for us to win. We got to understand that we're a group of people that outside of slavery, we became millionaires automatically. So if we want to talk about habits and mindset, who we genuinely was and always been for this community is the reason that we are on this live today. It's because of the capabilities of Black people and innate people that are indigenous to this earth. So when we get on these calls and we're so hard on each other, but yet we forget what we built with a country that has perpetuated redlining in every case. And specifically in my community as a homeowner, I know for sure that housing contracts existed. So if we're going to talk about one side of violence, homeownership curves that out. So the best way for this country to make sure we didn't see anything that was good for us was to curve us out of owning the land. So we can talk about habits all day, but we also have to reflect on the habits that this country has perpetuated on our community. I live in a community that if you go to the corner, there is a THC, what do they call it? The weed center, right? The biggest customers don't look like me. The biggest gainers don't look like me, but the folks who suffered the most look just like me in my community. And yet we get on Facebook every day and talk about each other. Like, we have to acknowledge what this system has perpetuated on our people since the beginning of time. Right. And that's not me making excuses for bad habits. What I am saying is that it's just like we're being knowledgeable about our bad habits, we need to be knowledgeable about the system that perpetuated them. Black men have been the target of this system since my innate nature, and I am under 40, and I get that. That's right. They gave Black women Section 8 and all of these other accesses to make Black men less than thereof. And that does not mean that every Black woman is that way, but for the majority of this, that was set up to perpetuate Black men as being less than of, because they can't even be in a household when the woman who has those things. Mm-hmm. So how can he lead and how can we create new habits for our system of children if the Black man doesn't have the power to lead when Black women get too much say-so to start with? And this is coming from a Black woman who loves both sides. I love my Black women. I am a woman before I'm anything. But before I make myself open my mouth, I am going to be aware of the system that has been perpetuated to be against me since my innate nature. And not one day in my life will I open my mouth to go against Black men or Black women for a system that was built against us since the beginning of time.
That's right. That's right.
And let me just say this too. Hey, George, hold on, George.
On this goddamn plantation, the system, the government.
George, let me say something. I want to say too, first of all, guns and drugs are not manufactured by black people. I'm going to go a little further. They're not manufactured in the black community. Now,
that's right.
We getting drugs and we getting guns. Okay, how are they coming in these communities? Now, have you noticed
right.
You don't see none of Pookie or Ray Ray them got these nuclear bombs. They don't have none. Now, why is it they can get a hold to an AK-47, assault rifle, a gun with a drum with switches and go automatic, but they can't get a hold of no nuclear bombs or none of that?
That's right.
Think about that, people. It's on purpose. It's on purpose. If you put two starving lions in a cage together, what are they going to do? They're going to kill each other. If you starve the black community of resources, what is going to happen? It already have been approved that crime is proximity. More people, if you commit crime most of the time in the area that you live around. So, listen, we got to see the broad picture. We can't allow this system to throw a rock and hide their hand. Look, you done put 10,000 guns in the black community and drugs and killer drugs. Now you saying, look at the black people. Look at the black people. Look at them. You have put these things in our community for us to fail. Now, don't get me wrong.
Right, well, why do white folks live longer than black people? Why?
Yes, Mr. Blakemore. Yes, Mr. Blakemore. Yes, Mr. Blakemore. Yeah. We have more hate for one another than we have love for one another. We be out here, oh, you know what? Scotty did wrong. Let's look at what solutions we have for him. Oh, the boy that got one resource that he has to share with 40,000 children. I continue to say this. The child that has to share the resources with 40,000 other children, we can't find grace for. But Peter, that get $1 million in resources. Oh my God, Peter probably had mental health issues, but not the black child that wakes up to gunshots every day, or two parents that are toxic in a household. We can't see how that person can grow up and be unhealed to the world. But we can look at a white kid and we can find every reason to make it right for their life. It makes no sense to me. I'm not making excuses. I'm talking to an educated black sister who owns and pays taxes and don't make no excuses for
a black neighborhood. And now they got opioid, and they say it's a goddamn health problem. And Ray Ray was doing rock cocaine, not his black ass up.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
now the white kids are doing opioid, they say it's a health problem.
And let me say this
too.
And
they give the police some stuff when they overdose and stick it up their nose to make them come back alive.
And let me just say this. Like my cousin, we all have valid points, but we have to see the whole picture of it. We have to see let's go to the root cause. Let us not just look at the symptoms. Why are black people killing each other? Why are black people selling drugs? Why are black people shooting each other? Yeah, so we have to look at we have to look at the conditions. It's just like we're looking at a forest is full of fire. So first of all, the first question: where's the fire being started? Where does it start from? How did it get lit up? We got
Where did it start from?
That's right. That's what we have to do, people.
Cause and effect.
Cause and effect. That's logic, said sister. That's logic. That's logic. Cause and effect. So these are
look at the effect, but you don't want to look at the cause of the effect.
Right.
And once these black ghettos got rock cocaine, powder rock cocaine, that was the end. The end.
Mm-hmm.
Rock cocaine.
Yeah. And that devastated our community.
And some of these children are rock babies.
Yeah. Our people was smoking the pipe and white people was snorting powder. Same thing. One in a powdery substance and one in a rock form. And we was getting way more time when it come to getting arrested for cocaine, for rock cocaine. That's this system.
And PCP was famous far more than
every community, black community has been affected buy rock cocaine. And the government was
Blakemore.
bringing it in.
Yeah.
The United
Blakemore,
States
I'm-
government.
Dr. Sanders, go ahead.
I wanna share this. I wanna share this. The movie The Mac told the story.
Uh-huh.
Superfly told the story. Because two brothers in the Mac, one got out of prison for doing what? Running prostitution, right?
Right.
After he served time, he came right back out. He said, I had no other skill to know but to know how to use women. But his brother said, no matter how we're related, I will stop you. But it took almost the death of his mother for him to understand, and he left from that town. So a lot of the older movies show what your cause and effect is. They tell you that. Besides the other stuff, Martin, I'm still stuck on who killed Xavier Joy. Why would you kill a black man that was helping another person, tutoring them? That's how I met you, and got shot right in the back of my house. I called the police.
Mm-hmm.
Like my business said, I ain't scared of nobody. In my 57 years, nobody bullies me. So my whole thing is when it comes to our community, we have to defend our community.
Mm-hmm.
We have to speak up. But you got to know the problem.
Mm-hmm.
There was no need, and Martin, I'm going to go there. There was no need for our famous black basketball player, Bill Wilson, to get killed over stupid stuff. For real.
Yeah.
Woodlawn used to be, it literally was a predominantly all-white community that niggas was not allowed to come. This is where the great Columbian expedition was at, where the Museum of Science and Industry is. Now you got black folks here. Am I right, Blakemore?
Yeah.
I mean, Jeff Fort had 39th Street locked up. Am I right, Martin?
Yeah. Hey, well, listen.
So,
listen.
a lot of movies will tell you the story.
I tell you what, I know one old time, he was an old time disciple. He told me that the University of Chicago was paying them to shoot up the community and everything. The University of Chicago, that's what he told me. Giving them weapons and stuff like that. Yeah. So listen, this stuff is real. A lot of y'all out there don't know the real history because it may not be in books, but trust me, we lived through these things. I lived through the crack. Yes, sir.
I want to ask you, don't you remember a few years ago that Puerto Rican went into this court or something and shot everybody up? But did you know that Puerto Rican, they pardoned him, but Jeff Ford, I don't think he'll ever get out of jail or out of the pen. You remember that Puerto Rican that went and shot up that court or something?
What did happen there, George? So I can remember.
You don't remember that?
No. God tell me, I know so many crimes.
I mean, but that Puerto Rican was, they let him off. Well, do you ever? I don't think America they gonna ever let Jeff Ford out of jail.
No, none of the leaders, none. Listen, see, let me just say this, people. You wouldn't have all these terms, redlining, Jim Crow, if they wasn't going against black people.
You get more freedom for being a rape. You know, you get more freedom for being a rapist than being a drug dealer is perpetuated violence in itself.
Mm-hmm. That's real talk. So we got, listen.
A lot of our problem, the black man's problem, is racism. And we got to understand that and be selfish. We got to focus on ourselves. And when our elected officials go downtown, they go along to get along with the other ethnic groups. And you know, every one of these old blacks that voted against that voting for sanctuary, somebody needs to do something to them. And you know what they need to do to them. They not voting our interest. Why in the hell would Jeanette Taylor be for illegal immigrants? How is that going to help her in our war?
Hey, bro. These people don't.
She deals
with more so the back of the yard.
Now, let me just say this.
You know what you got to do? You got to get them out by any means necessary. And they'll say I'm preaching hate. You got to do what you got to do. And if I look like you and I'm violating you got to get rid of me too.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no more.
Martin.
Yeah.
Last time I came on Martin's show, a black lady was talking about, we got to love everybody. I said, what does love have to do with this? Yeah, it has a lot, but we got to love each other and be selfish and breathe in revenge for eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. You hit me, I hit you back. But how in the hell I'm hitting you back when I'm giving you all my money? Buying your junk. Arabs come in and sell black junk. Koreans come in selling you. Everybody's selling you something and you're not selling them nothing.
Mm-hmm.
All of you with your PhDs to read and spell, that show you a damn fool. You buying from them and they not buying shit from you.
That's it. I want to call somebody out real quick. Michael Valentino Duke. Won't you call in the number 872-299-0808. Michael Valentino Duke. Do me a favor, call in and talk to me. Quit hiding behind the message and won't you come on, call in. 872-299-0808. I'm giving you a special invitation. And matter of fact, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna do something sweeter. You can call anonymous. And I don't allow nobody to call anonymous, but I want you to call so I can talk to you directly. See, I love when other folks tell black people how they should live, what they can do. Love it. When the same people that tell us that when you see us in public, you don't say nothing. When your white counterparts is doing us wrong, you silence. White silence is violence, period. That's what it is. White silence is violence.
Period. King say silence is betrayal.
That's what it is. Well, he got some skin folks that's not acting like our kin folks on there with him, so we got to call him out. You know, it's people that aid the voice of people like that you calling out because they want to say that people choose cheap rent over keeping a family together, and that means that you are disconnected from the people that's in our community that own and actually preach family. Because I'm one of them. So if you make that statement and you look like me, then you're an ally to the enemy, and then we need to accordingly put you where you belong to. So, like, in addition to that, people who go and clap up people who have that mentality, then I need to put you in the box and put you to the side. Mr. Blakemore is somebody that I've watched my entire life. And whether you agree with him or not, he is the example of freedom of speech. And if you don't like it, then you need to get in a place that you don't understand who and what we are to this world. And then you are not a man that should be in a household leading any of us. And that's just my perspective and my experience under 40. So if you are out here clapping up somebody that is degrading your people, even if this man is right, even if he's standing on 10 toes, if you are a black man or black woman out here clapping up somebody that does not look like you to tear down people that look like you, you are still a part of my problem. And I need to alleviate my life for people like you because you need to be just as happy for the good, bad, and indifferent of your own people because they don't do that to their own. They got Jeffrey Dahmer and they made him a billionaire on Netflix. And he killed us.
All right.
So until we can have that love for one another, a man clapping up somebody talking down for us is never going to be a leader for me in my community.
All right, but Mr. Martin, if Mr. King comes over, this King, they come over and sell you stuff. You go in there and tell them, my little boy is selling something for the school. They're not going to buy nothing from us. They come over strictly to sell to us. They don't even want to live with us.
They not gonna patronize us, and we carry our ass right in there and get those pedicures, manicures, and buy their junk. And you try to tell them something, they say no, we don't want it. They don't say, they just say no, thank you, no thank you, no speak English. I can go there and sell my snow cones on 30, on 79th and Cottage Grove, and some of the Ray will knock me in the head, and then Maria could come sell her hot tamales and corn, and the blacks just line right up and buy everything from them. But you can't go over to a little village and sell nothing, and Pilsen and sell nothing. We are something else. Now, hell, I believe you must be blind. She coming over selling you goddamn corn, old frozen ass corn, 100 years old, and then you can't go and sell her nothing. And you got Chinese. Everybody comes in the black ghetto because there's money in the ghetto. They pay cheap rent and high profit. And you can't keep them from going on Madison and Pulaski. Tomorrow they're going to be over there like bees. And you try to tell one, you don't go in there, y'all can open up something. That Korean and that ever have another black to knock you in your damn head. Yeah. You probably don't like what I'm saying, but it's the truth. And it's the truth will set your ass free. Millions of dollars have been spent in Madison and Pulaski. And these, I'm going to call them niggas, lining up and spending money. Now, educated, the miseducation of the black man. Carter G. Woodford said, the miseducation. That's a damn fool. But Ray will knock me in my damn head. Can't even ride the L and bust. Our people hate each other. God didn't have to have your big nose, your thick lip, and your black asshole. And I don't care if I like what I said or not.
Yeah.
The truth will set you free.
Hold on, George. Go ahead, Dr. Sanders. And we got another call after this.
I don't know if many people know about Vernon Johns, but Vernon Johns was the one that taught Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. what he knew. And I wanted to share this quote from him because nobody knows about Vernon Johns. He said, "You should avoid hedging. At least that's what I think. You should be ashamed to die until you've made some contribution to mankind." And he also said, if you see a good fight, get in it.
All right. Let's take this new caller. Area code 763. Yeah. 763 area code. Come on, caller.
What's up, Mom?
What's going on?
Yeah, this is Valentino.
Come on now.
This is Valentino.
Let's hear it.
I'm originated from Allgate Garden.
Okay.
Okay. Born from the Wild Hunters. I used to live in Minnesota. I'm living in Las Vegas. I ain't got shit to hide. I'm from Chicago, born and raised. Okay? I ain't got you being somebody hiding behind a motherfucking camera or a phone or whatever. Nigga, I'm straight from the block. I've been down to Pontiac, Statesville, Menard, Central, all that shit.
Okay.
But at the same time, like I said, them motherfucking immigrants, that shit Brandon Johnson doing, I see all that shit on Facebook. Okay?
Okay.
And all that shit y'all talking about, y'all let them motherfucker Brandon Johnson, y'all feel that voted that nigga in, that nigga a house nigga. At the same time, y'all need to run the motherfucking immigrants out of it. If I can't live in these motherfucking shelters and need a hotel, they can't live in the motherfucker. Like I said, burn their ass the fuck up out of this shit. That's how I feel about it. If my people can't live there, they can't live there. Everything they build, let that shit fall. That's how I feel about it personally. Them motherfucking homeless people living by bridges and fucking highways and shit, and they let them immigrants come in and they motherfucking head in their shit. Hell no. If my people can't live that, they can't live that. Everything they get, we go get.
Hey, bro, do me a favor, man. Can you do me a favor? Can you talk without using all that profanity? Yeah. We got other children who listen too, you know.
I got no problem. I got no problem with that, bro.
I understand your pain and passion.
Though,
okay.
This is how I feel. They put them in hotel. They build a place for them, it gotta fall. Everything they build for them, it gotta fall. It's just simple as that. Mm-hmm. Everything they got coming, it's gotta fall. Now, they're gonna get tired. That means what? We got to have something too then.
Billions of dollars they give them. Billions.
It's like y'all sit up there had some woman going up in the Chinese place and getting beat up. Okay, some of y'all boys like to sit up there and steal cars and all that. And run cars up in them stores. Y'all gonna run cars up in them Chinese place. They gonna get tired. They gonna get tired and put the insurance gonna get tired of paying for it. That means it's time for you to move somewhere else. See, that's right. Every time you want to keep getting beat up, run a car through there.
Brother, but hold on.
I used to do all.
But hold on, brother. Hold on, brother.
Back in the 80s, I did all that stuff.
Hold on, brother. Man. Hold on for a minute. The problem I had with you, I'm gonna tell you what the problem I had with you saying. Now, you said that we make an excuse. We make an excuse about the system. The system ain't stopping nothing. That's the problem I had with you. Now, that's the problem I had with you. Now, explain yourself to me what you mean about that. That's the problem I had with you. Now I know the problem I had with you.
Well, I'm saying, y'all feel like y'all sitting up here trying to make a sacrifice, but you can't make a sacrifice without a person making a sacrifice. Somebody got to make a sacrifice, man. That's the point. You got to have somebody make that sacrifice, man. I made a sacrifice growing up.
What did you make a sacrifice for?
You got to always be somebody to take that fall. I'm 58 years old now. I did my time. You know what I'm saying, though? On the real, I'm just keeping it 100 with you.
So, well, let me ask you.
58.
Okay.
I did my time. I did sacrifices. All of that.
Let me ask you a question.
Brother, you want to make a call for the community, you got to take a sacrifice, brother. You got to take a sacrifice for the community.
Let me ask you a question, brother. Now, when we was talking about the system, so you took it as we was making an excuse for doing the right thing. I think I'm correct.
Okay, you talking about the system, right?
Yeah.
You cannot judge. Listen, I am not going to let the system tell me that me and my girl can't live together. First of all, me and my girl got to get an understanding. Okay? I understand that she might be on Section 8 and all that. First of all, we got to have to understand this with this here. All that arguing and this and that, I understand you're on Section 8 or whatever. You don't put everybody in your business for one, if you're on Section 8 or not. You move to an apartment complex, you don't be telling the neighbors and all that, you don't Section 8, this and that. I know that I can be smoking weed in our crib if I smoke weed. It's not everybody's business what you do and how you do things. Okay? You don't just open the door for all that. Mm-hmm. You respect that household and she respects you as a man. I'm doing my part, she's doing her part.
Okay. Well, let me ask you one. Okay, hold it right there. I want to ask you one more question, and I got another caller. What are your solutions for Black people? Tell me a couple of your solutions. What we should do.
Well, what I do?
Yeah.
Well, I'm already myself. I live by myself. And my girl lives by herself. My kids are grown.
I'm asking you, bro. Hold it. Let me get it clear. I'm asking you. Give us, black people, some solutions. What we should do.
Together. We just got to work together, man. We just got to come together, work together, get a better solution.
Give us one.
We got to work together.
I'm trying to hear a solution.
In relationships, as a community, you know what I'm saying? As a community, we just got to come together. And like I said, it got to be some kind of sacrifices. People got to take sacrifices out here.
Okay. All right, let me go to the next caller. Okay, let me go to the next caller. Hold on.
Bro. Like I said, I ain't hiding behind no internet, though.
Okay. All right, let's go to the next caller.
You got my Facebook.
Okay, no problem. Next caller, area code 424. 424. Come on, caller. Area code 424. Hello? Go ahead.
Hello.
Hello. You here?
Hi, Martin. Hi, George.
Hey,
this is Jessica.
Hey, Jessica. How you doing, Jessica?
I'm doing good. Just calling in to say it's a good topic. I really don't know what black people can do about our situation now. This thing with these immigrants coming in here, this is a real thing. It's not a joke. The fact that the Democrats have straight opened up the border on us like this is something that I can say I never foresaw this. I never thought that something like this would happen, and I'm 61 years old. But we have to do something, because you'll look up and we'll be obsolete. We don't want Chicago to end up like Los Angeles, and that's the way it's headed. As a race, we do need to get back to family. A lot of these problems are systematic, and I think you had a caller that called in tonight, a lady that was talking about the reality of what home ownership brings and how the systematic parts of racism show up in the issue of home ownership. And she's absolutely right. And that's a conversation that we don't talk about enough. And it's the middle class of black people that's getting chopped left and right. It's like we're not at the place of Boulay, of course not, but at the same time, we're not that group that gets the subsidized housing and vouchers and stuff like that. So it's this middle class that's paying for all this stuff with these immigrants through our property taxes and stuff. Yet we're not getting any support from the government in terms of protecting our rights, protecting our property. And I just really don't know what we're going to do. You know, back in the day, you used to hear black men talk about the system this and the system that. And, you know, you used to think a lot of that thinking of, yeah, they need to do this and they need to do that and they shouldn't do this and they shouldn't have been doing that, until you start getting older and you start saying, okay, you're not a felon. You're not in trouble with the law. You do have a degree. You do have a solid work history. And yet there are still things systematically that you can get caught up in. And a lot of that is with housing. When you go to buy houses, when you go to own property, when you go to try to get small businesses, and that's where you see that systematic stuff. that you used to hear brothers talk about back in the day. And we have our faults. Every race does. Every race does. How can you come down on us when we're looking at another group of people straight up breaking the law to come into the country? How can you beat down on us when you see another race of people that's devising this evil? How can you come down on us when you see other races that's manipulating the system and robbing and lying to get money, like that Asian crime bill, how they lied to get that money? So you can't just beat down on Black people about the ways that they have because we're familiar with each other, because we're Black, and ignore all these other evil and wicked ways that other races have. So I don't know what we're going to do, but I know we got to do something. And I know that age group of men, let's say like 23 to maybe 23 to 35, 38, something like that, we need them to show up. They got to show up. That's a missing piece of the fight that we're in right now. That age group of Black men, 23 to like 38. If we could get them to show up, we might can, move the needle a little bit faster or something like that. But we got to do something, because if not, it is going to be genocide, and we cannot act like that's not a possibility when we see all the things that this country has done to Black people. So we can't act like this is not really happening, because it is. So I don't know. I don't know, but I know we got to do something.
Okay, that's understandable. Jessica, hold it. Let me take this other caller. Jessica, I got two more callers. Hold on, you ain't got to hang up. Okay, 79. No, area code 706. Go ahead. Area code 706.
Yes, hello.
Hi.
My name is Stephanie.
Hey, Stephanie.
I'm getting that feedback.
Okay, let me turn it down a little bit. Hold on. Make sure you don't have me on speakerphone. You got me on speakerphone? Get me off speakerphone.
No,
and make sure you turn Facebook down. If you listen to it on a tablet or something, turn it all the way down and just talk to.
Yes.
Okay. Is that better?
Okay, I think I can hear. Yes, it is.
Okay, go ahead.
A little bit.
Okay, well, we'll try to work with it. Come on.
I've been listening to you for some time. I just want to start by saying thank you for doing your show. The type of business that I'm in is a legal business. I'm a business owner. I want to start by saying that I'm not originally from Chicago. I met my husband in school, and he was from this area, and that's how I got here. One of the first things I saw was a convenience store behind bulletproof glass, and it blew my mind.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Say it, sister.
The next thing I saw were projects. I'm from the South. And, we got projects in the South, but not like the high rises that I saw here.
Mm-hmm.
And it just made me cry. And it made me feel like, Lord, why are my people being, in this situation, in this terrible, terrible nightmare? So we started with nothing, but we had a vision.
Mm-hmm.
And we had to get on our way with our vision. We weren't perfect people, so we had to clean some things up. And I noticed that as we cleaned things up, the Lord would expose other things that needed to be cleaned up.
Mm-hmm.
So we came to understand that self-discipline was a big part of how we were going to get to our vision. Because the Lord was going to allow us to see the wrongs in order to straighten our path.
Okay.
So we got on it. The next thing was acknowledging the sacrifices that we had to make and being patient with our wants and putting first our needs.
Mm-hmm.
And my needs were to safeguard our children,
Mm-hmm.
to have insurance for them. So we couldn't get married right off. And I think that's a big problem, with when you talk about the system and the government and how they keep our families separated. Because, as women, as mothers, we change once we become mothers. And we want to figure out how we're going to protect those kids. So if the government, and I think I heard somebody say this earlier, is providing certain services to protect our children, we're going to do that before we get married, and that's going to cut off our services, and our husbands or our potential mates are not in a position to provide those things. And then sometimes we have to take a leap of faith.
Mm-hmm.
And so finally, that's what we did. We took that leap of faith. And we kept working, and we kept volunteering in our community to try to give back, because what I came to understand was that when you're in dark times and when you're in desperate times, do something for somebody else.
Tell the truth.
Because the Lord is going to bless you.
Shame the devil. Mm-hmm. I agree. I'm agreeing with you.
I wondered how I was going to survive where I was, because I was alone and no family, not from here. But the Lord spoke to me and he told me to lead by example. Be true to who you are. And so I got involved in the neighborhood school and the neighborhood library and the neighborhood church. And that's how I raised my children. And I met some good people along the way.
Mm-hmm.
And I always had that vision, my husband and I, of where we wanted to go and where we wanted to be, which was happy and healthy and peaceful, and to be able to pass that baton to our children. And so education was a key for me.
Mm-hmm.
Because, see, the services in the library are free. I didn't need no money to take them there. That became my nightclub, if you will. I took my children to learn how to read. I always had a book, a comic book, something on me if I had to go into the government places to sit for 2 hours to wait for some kind of service. We have to teach our children to read, to give them the confidence. We have to teach our children the history so they have some sense of accountability and connection to where we've been and where they can go.
Sister talking.
Because when they learn the stories, I heard you talking earlier about the history of Chicago. When they learn the stories, the good and the bad, they realize that they can take the baton. They have a responsibility to take it, and they can move us forward. I heard Mr. Blakemore say, "Don't be like me. Be better than me." I teach my children.
Tell the truth and shame the devil. Go ahead, sister.
I don't want to keep too much more time, but
no. Keep going. Let the Spirit lead you, sister. You talking good. We need to hear this, because let me just say this to you. You not only got on here and said how you struggle, how you wind up in Chicago, and the things you seen, you put in the work. You said when we made sacrifice, we got better, we trained our children, we gave back to the community. This is what it's going to take, what you just said. That's a blueprint. That is a blueprint. Now, you and your husband could have very well packed up and got on up out of here. And, and do great. But I like what you said. The Bible says, I'm going to say the scripture says, the people perish without a vision. So you and your husband had a vision. And that's what we need, Black people. We need a vision. We need a blueprint for those of us that want to see our people elevate. That's what we need. Now, some of us, they still want to gang bang. They still want to club. They still want to go from this woman to that woman or that man from that man. Some of us, those are things that I call them minor things. We major in minor things that really mean nothing. Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. Fancy cars, put rims on the cars and sounds, that means nothing. The sister said insurance. A lot of us don't have no insurance. We don't see the value in insurance. Not all of us, but we have to. Go ahead, Brother George. Go ahead.
Yes, but did you listen to her? When she came here, it was a culture shock to see all that plastic, and then you put your money there, and she said, now, what's going on here? So she brought up from the South her way of life, her culture, and she was able to mingle with people with like mind. So she brought something here. For those who are born here, they don't, that's just normal to them. When I came, I never seen no barbed wire and that practice. And when I went to Bible school or something at the school, they put the thing through that. South, we had nothing like that. So she came up here with a foundation. And she got the like-minded people, and that's why she was able to survive here. For those who are born up in this food, born here, they can't compare to nothing. And so we have to win these people over also. So she said she met her husband in college, and she moved up to the most racist city in America. And while she came here, she had this
George, you got me on speakerphone. Take me off speakerphone, George.
How did I do that?
I don't know. You can put it on regular phone because you got me on speakerphone. I don't want to be on speakerphone because you say it's going to echo. Okay. But let me say this. One thing that she didn't do, people, did you notice our dear sister, she did not knock black people. She did not tear down the black man or the black woman. She did not do it. She said that they had to, as Lord showed, they had to make some sacrifices. They had to change some things. She used herself and her husband for an example. She didn't get on here and say black people, this, and that, and that, and this, that. But she used herself as an example. And that's a lot of times what we have to do. She spoke out of pure experience. Y'all heard her. Pure experience. She kept it 100 with us. And not only when she began to be successful and reached their vision, she reached back out to the community, to the neighborhood church, the neighborhood library. And also, she didn't forget her children. A lot of us, parents, we do well, but we don't invest in our children. We have to invest in our children.
In the children.
Go ahead, sister.
Investing in the children.
Go ahead.
As a mother, they are the jewels in my crown. And I know that even if I don't build a building, a skyscraper, I can build up young human minds to go forward and be an asset to community.
Mm-hmm.
And they have gone on to do amazing, far beyond what I had thought, from the beginning when I started. But the confidence that they have in them, they were raised with and instilled. Because I told them, I said, God put a seed in you. And I knew it was my job to water it. And they are just growing and flourishing.
But let me say this to you, dear sister, and I don't know you from a can of paint. They may not have went to build a skyscraper, but they built one in their minds, in their heart. You built one in them. The Bible said one plant, one water, and God gives the increase. So
Yes.
you did, and you're doing your job. You walk the walk, and now you are talking the talk. And if we had some people of your caliber, you and your husband and your family, we would be far advanced in this community, in this Black community. And that's what we need. We need people such as yourself. And I'm not saying you're the only one out here doing what you're doing. There's a lot of other successful Black people, but they look down on the community to where they come from. You're not even from Chicago, and you took a chance coming here.
Not from this beautiful city.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful city.
Yes, it is.
It's a lot of beautiful people, and we do the kind of work that saves lives.
That's what I'm talking about.
We're lawyers. We met in law school.
See?
And
see?
I just want to leave this conversation with this. Thank you again for what you do. I've been watching you for a while.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting that feedback. That's my hesitation.
Okay. Let me go ahead.
But I just want to hang up now, and I just want to say, continue to keep the conversation going, because you would be surprised who's all listening to you. So
thank you so much, sister. Appreciate you. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. We got another caller real quick. Let's go to another caller. 5907. Hey, caller, you're live, uncut, unedited. Thank you for holding on. Last four digits.
How are you?
All right, good.
Okay, listen. I was being called. I think I talked to you last week. Either which way, but one of the problems that we have, and it's not a bad problem because we're discussing it. We're just not unifying our voices to exert pressure to get a demand that we need. And I want to say this because, see, society, that means everything that's in society, we didn't make it up. We were born into it. And this society, which comes, it's that white way of living. They say not right way, white way of living. It does not work for people of color. There are so many pitfalls. I don't care if it's going to the doctor. I don't care if it's being dealt with police in an accident, a lost child, the benefit of the doubt. Understand, we get none of that. But like my mother used to always say to me, if you know the answer to the test, why are you continually failing? And I just want to say that the collectiveness of having them come into our neighborhoods that were predominantly Black and strip it of businesses and just leave liquor stores, churches, vacant lots all over the place doesn't help us grow as a people. And trust me, as long as we stay like this, talking about it or talking at each other, we're not collectively coming together to exert the change.
Okay.
When it comes to real estate.
Let me ask you a question, sir. Sir, I want to ask you a question. How do you solve a problem?
You solve a problem effectively, you have to discuss this first.
Okay, stop it right there.
I grant that.
Stop it right there. You answered your own question right there. What are we doing here tonight? What are we doing here tonight?
We have been talking. I got it.
Hold on, brother.
Last week.
Hold it. Yeah. What are we doing here tonight? We're having an open discussion about things. We have been given some solutions. A perfect example, the young lady, attorney, and her husband, she gave herself as an example. She used herself. She didn't get on here down in Black people, Black men, or Black women. She told us about her struggle and how they became successful, and her children, the fruit of her and her husband. And they going on to do great things, even more than she imagined. That's what she did. So I'm telling you, brother.
I got it.
Okay. Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
See, my thing is this: she and her story, as odd as it may, or as great as it may sound, it's an oddity. It's more of that what we need. And one of the things is to reestablish, even when it comes down to the basics, and that's trusting one another and having an open dialogue and finding people that will be willing to not put themselves first, just for the greater good of our race. Because that becomes one of the traps that we're always falling in. And I got it. Everything that in society right now was not necessarily designed for us. But we know this. So why are we failing the test? So I got it. When it comes to operating a business, I think we should operate a business and support each other. I think we should come together and demand a neighborhood that is vibrant by putting forth that work into it. I think we should make demands about how our neighborhood is policed. See, there are police. I call police officers writing tickets on my car at 2 a.m. in the morning. You'll come out there and police my neighborhood for revenue, but not for safety. And it needs to stop. But we have to have a voice together to make it effectively stop. And that starts in the political arena, because we choose politicians and they tell us how we should live. And we have not been coming up to the plate with that. I remember R.L. Dukes on 78th and Wentworth off the Dan Ryan. I remember Halsted Street. I was a little kid. I remember that. It's just so much that it's like everything that we're having we're dealing with in society for us to move ahead, they have some type of trap, or it's not fully implemented for us to take advantage of it to be positive. A white person can work no harder than a black person. They can be no more focused. But when we have to deal with the system, they get cheaper loans. They get the better pay at the job. And as long as that is being done, it's almost impossible to overcome this obstacle. Like everything that we deal with is against us.
So what we do, just lay down and die and don't fight?
No. We have to. We're not gonna, like Martin, like Malcolm said. We're letting our enemy teach our children, and we're having to go back and forth to our enemy for help, finance, and Honayaza, because there's not a black bank. Kanye did all that talking, but he has the money to start a black bank. And if he doesn't have it, he can collaborate with Jay-Z. They collaborate to make rap music. A lot of people can do certain things. There's a Polish bank. There's a Russian bank. There's Asian banks.
There's no black banks?
Not many.
Okay. I just want to know.
Seaway is one of the biggest ones in Chicago, but it's not like that now. It has influences like that. And the black banks, I remember seeing one, I forgot which bank it was, but he put a plea out for a black to put money into his bank so he can grow. I'm not sure if that bank is still solvent. It probably is, but I don't know how much. No one's going to touch it when they sit back and say it's black. Even certain black people won't touch it. And I think that's something we have to get over that and get that out of our heads, because no one's going to help us. They've proven that. See, we got released in the Emancipation Proclamation.
Okay.
And black
hold it, brother. Hold it. Give us some solutions, brother. Now you didn't diagnose some problems, and we've been talking. Give us some solutions. I mean, since you got the answers, I want to hear it. Give us some solutions. Now you tell us we this, we that, we this, that. Give us some solutions. Help us out here.
Martin, I think we need to boycott other areas like they did in the Selma, Montgomery boycott. I think we need to boycott other businesses and just start spending money with our own people to make it grow, to create that economic base. From that economic base, we can grow so much, like it was in Tulsa. We can have banks, we can have schools, we can have hospitals. But we got to start within ourselves by just, pardon the expression, buy black, eat black, deal with blacks. Yeah, we're going to have the little ups and downs on the yada, but so what? We have the same thing with them, but we give them the benefit of the doubt. Start putting it back into our community, because that's the only way we're going to save it. We have to believe in ourselves. And that will bridge so many gaps. You'd be surprised.
Okay.
And I think that's a major. I think that would be a major thing. Even holding our politicians accountable, not just for raising money.
Yeah, hold it right there. Hold it right there. How do you hold a politician accountable? I'm asking you a question. How do you hold them accountable?
You would have to monitor and see what he does as far as the voting record. If he is in tune to understand all the ideas come together and let it be figured out one by one and accomplish these goals. If it's to stop the drug dealing, just go with that. We're going to stop drug dealing. We're going to get schools back in our community. We're going to sit back and, first of all, housing back in our community in order to be able to go into schools. And use our political power to simply say, if you're not going to do what we want you to do to help empower our race, then you can't stay in office. We have to let you go.
So that's how you hold them accountable.
Give you a chance.
So that's how you hold them accountable.
That's the only way that works, because we pick our leaders and they're supposed to lead. And they haven't been leading.
Okay, well let me say this to you.
They haven't really spoken out a lot to
let me say this to you. All right. Now, most elected officials, 2 years and 4 years. Now, don't you know how much damage can be done in 2 years and 4 years? So we got to wait another election cycle in order to really get them out of office. Is there something in between that we can do, holding them accountable before the election cycle ends? See, that's our problem.
Well, unfortunately,
go ahead, bro.
That's the problem, because we're not set up that way. Sorry, this is the government we got. We have to sit back and because it's just unhandleable. It's regurgitating itself. We have to hold them accountable. Listen, we gave you 2 years or 3 years or whatever. You're not doing it. We have to get somebody else. But you know what? We have to vet these politicians as well. To see what their agendas are before they get on the ballot. Let's see what they're doing and question them while they're trying to get our signatures to get on the ballot. We need to answer some questions. I can't take them at their word anymore, because we had this idea, but we weren't able to get it done. And I just want to simply say, I understand we gave you a chance and you weren't able to get it done, and you want to vote again. What are you going to do differently than you do?
Hold it right there. Hold it right there. Now, I don't know if you're in the city of Chicago. Well, I'll just say the city of Chicago have 77 communities. There's not one white community is doing bad. They're full of resources. All the black communities are failing, on a decline. So something is not right. All the white communities.
It's systematic.
Okay, all the white communities. So, but listen, we have an alderman, they have an alderman. They have a police station, we have a police station. They have a school, we have a school. What's the problem? I'm going to let George answer you.
Well,
hold on, let George talk on it. George, you there?
Okay.
George.
Hey, George. This is Kevin from last week.
Okay, I remember. No, I know. I'm talking to George, because George is our guest. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, let me say this, brother. Let me say this to you. Somebody just said, put up Chinatown. Chinatown. Now, they don't have all these politicians, representations of them. They have to buy their they have to buy their politician in order to get what they done.
Mr. Martin.
Go ahead, George. I'm waiting on you. Come on. Come on, George. Mr. Blakemore.
Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead, start talking. Yes.
All right. The problem, we do not elect our politicians.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
We vote on who the white man wants to be to represent us. We don't finance them. They have no allegiance to us. So when you go and voting for the white Democratic machine who put them there, they just black faces doing the will of the people that put them there. You do not vote them in. All right? You don't pay, you don't finance nothing. So the machine, the white machine, they put who they want on the ballot, and you vote for who they want. So you cannot hold them accountable because they don't represent you. The whole system is flawed and it's corrupt. I'm going to say it again. You do not vote Michelle Harris in. You do not vote any of these people in. You vote who the master put on the slate. So what you have to do is finance your own people, support your own. Because, and another thing, 4 years is long enough. Term limitation. Some of these hacks get there for 20 years, 15 years, and all kind of years. So you run into the polls and think you didn't put your neck tail in. You didn't put Admiral Bill in. You didn't put none of these Mr. Yancey and Robinson and Pat Dow. You didn't put any of them in. They owe you nothing. In these 77 white communities, those people represent their constituents. Yours represents the master. Now, you heard me real clear, both of you. Your vote means nothing. You are picking out for people that they have on the slate, and they steal these elections. The white folks steal these elections, and these black niggas help them. So don't think that you vote any black often in. You don't finance them, and so you don't control them. I hope I've been articulate enough to explain you how this plantation politics works in the city of Chicago. You did not vote Brandon Johnson in. And you can't vote him out. If you vote him out, the next one's going to be just like him. It's like a music chair. One get out and another piece of SHI come in. Because you think that you believe in what the government civic book. It don't work like that. I taught government and history in the high school. I took it in college. Everything in that damn book is not reality. My hair is nasty. I don't care if I comb it, weave it, straighten it, dye it. It's still nasty. So this is not true. You do not vote those house in. All right? You vote for who. If it's 10 names up on that ballot, all 10 of these are sponsored by the master. They're just overseers. We got to realize that we're not free. We still on the white man's plantation. The toilet paper you use, the food you eat, the iPhone, the internet, the clothes you wear, everything. So we caught up in a mass parade. So we have to change our whole mental mind. A mind is a terrible thing to waste. And that's what we wasted. You don't vote nobody in. I hope I've been articulate enough to explain that you do not vote Brett Winkler in. You didn't vote Brandon. Your vote means nothing. And if they tell you this is a democratic system, they're telling you a damn lie. Now, running tell it on the mountains, over the seas and everywhere. You don't vote for these your elected officials. They owe you nothing. That's why you don't get nothing. Did you hear Mr. Martin say these white 77 communities, these white ones get something and we get nothing? Cause nothing from nothing leaves nothing. Now, Mr. Blakemore, keep your mouth closed and listen to the other people speak.
Okay, I'm gonna get Jeanette and I'm gonna close it out with her. Jeanette, you still on live? 424.
Oh, you mean Jessica?
Jessica, I'm sorry, Jessica. Hey, Jessica, I know you are now. You know I know. I'm sorry, but go ahead, close us out real quick, and I'm gonna get off. Yeah.
Well, I think a lot of people made a lot of good points tonight.
Yes.
A lot of people made a lot of good points tonight, and one thing about going down to these city hall meetings where, I go down there a lot and George Blakemore goes down there a lot. So we're seeing, excuse me, some of this political stuff play out. The reality is this is the only government that we have. Crooked as it may be and this and that, but the reality is this is the only government that Black people have. We don't have another country that we can go to. We don't have embassies and consulates and all that fighting for us at the United Nations. The United States government is all that we have. So we got to do the best that we can with it. Come down to these city hall meetings. Find out what's going on. Push back on some of this stuff. The issues that come and fall at your feet, get involved. It's the legislation that we have to do now. We have to get more politically smart. The hard lifting has been done with the civil rights movement, slavery, and all that. Our ancestors, they did the hard lifting. Now we have to push it forward with legislation. We do not have a choice. That's the reality. We don't have a choice.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
We got to do what we got to do. Our backs have been up against the wall before, and we've come out okay, and we'll continue to come out okay. But the first thing we have to do is to accept that this is our reality right here. Right here, this is our reality. And what we do with it from here, that's a plethora of solutions, a plethora of things that's wrong, a plethora of things that we can do. But it starts by us accepting that this is where we are. This is what we got. We got a choice between the Democrats or the Republicans. The reality is we don't have time to build a real strong independent party. Not right now. Not with these immigrants coming in here like this. We don't have time to build something from scratch right now. Right now, we got to deal with what we got. And right now, the reality is the Democratic Party is not working for us. It's just not. We got to go to the Republican Party. Hold them to what they promised us in the first place. When they did the Emancipation Proclamation, they promised us 40 acres and a mule. The Republican Party promised us that. Now we got to go to them, and that's got to be our leverage for giving them our vote. Our problem with the Republican Party is that they don't have that habit. Well, that social habit, if you will, like the Democrats do, of giving money to this group, giving money to that group, giving money to that group. The Republican Party don't do that. So the only thing we can do as Black people is hold them to the contract that they made with us back in the 1800s, and that was our 40 acres and a mule. And we'll give them our vote if they see us with making their debt to us good. That's the only way that we can leverage with the Republican Party.
They'll never do it. They'll never do it.
Well, guess what? The Democrats are not doing it either. But we're giving them our vote.
So
that's why we have to tell them what we want.
The Democrats know what we want. Stop.
No. I'm not saying they don't know it. I'm talking about to show the strength and move. I got
what
that.
we need to show them is that we can get off of that plantation. Anytime Joe Biden can say things like, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black, but then don't give us nothing. Anytime they can have him on tape talking about they're going to put you back in chains and all that foolishness.
That's why you make our demands known. One voice, make it known.
Why do you think they opening up the border? Because they heard in that 2020 election, they heard black people talking about we wanted reparations. They heard us. And the only thing the Democrats had to fight with is that Trump wasn't this and Trump wasn't that. That's all they had. They didn't have no solid platform. They got in on that.
I think
they know what we want.
Okay.
We don't need to.
I'm not
going back and forth about that.
Okay.
What I'm saying is,
I got you.
Whether you say Democratic, whether you say Democratic or Republican, the issue is at this point you have to be politically smart. Not just voting out of habit, not just voting out of tradition. It's about now understanding economically and politically where we are, because King and them got killed before they could develop that peace.
Yeah.
That's the issue. We got the laws. They're on the books, but they got took out before they could fully develop the economic and political peace. Now, that's the part of it that we need to do. Get politically smart. If you want to keep working with the Democrats, I guess go ahead, but be smart about it. Don't be on it just because they're Democrats when they're not giving us anything.
Okay.
Come on now.
I'm holding right there, sister. Y'all hold it right there. Hold it right there. Hold it right there. Hold it right there, y'all. Hold it right there. Dr. Sanders, you still here? Dr. Sanders still here?
Yes, I am.
Did you want to make a closing comment? I thought you was gone, but you want to make close because I'm trying to get out of here. I've been on here almost 3 hours. So did you? Yeah, it's 2 hours and 46 minutes. You want to make some, Dr. Sanders?
Yeah, we just want to keep in mind to keep educating our youth, making sure that all of our people understand the main cause of the problem and how we can conclude it. And Blakemore, I appreciate your wisdom, your energy, your time, and your kindness. The lady that was speaking of the parents of her and her husband, that's a beautiful thing because God loves family. And let's not kick God out the equation.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. That's the biggest thing is when we kick God out.
Say it, sister.
That's where we fail. We keep him first and foremost in all things. No matter what government system we have, no matter what political things we have, God is for real. That's right. That's the first one we need to fear the most. The fear of the Lord is wisdom. So I pray that all of us love each other. All of us that are here on your call, on Facebook and YouTube, let's learn to love and seek God while he can be found.
All right, people. I thank y'all so much. Thank all of my wonderful guests for calling in tonight. And thank you, George. I called George tonight. I was led to call George tonight. Make sure you guys like this video. I need you to like this video. Like this video. If you watch this video, like this video on YouTube or on Facebook or both of them, whatever platform that you're on. Make sure you like this video so we can push it out in the algorithm so it can share. Because there was some good things said here. Some of us, we disagree with each other, but we showed love. We didn't get to going off on each other like we normally probably could do. But it was a great show tonight. I appreciate you guys for respecting the platform. And I'm here for solutions as well. I love to listen to the problem, but we need answers. We need solutions, and we need bodies, able bodies that's willing to work. My father always told me everybody want to eat steak, but don't nobody want to cut the cow. Jesus put it like this. He said, the harvest is plentiful, but the laborers are few. So pray for that the Lord of the harvest send forth laborers. You know, so we got to got to go out there and work, people. We got to go fight. Now, listen.
Agreed.
We got to go fight, because you know I'm not a really political person. That's George area, but I'm a video man, so I do what I can by showing up, videoing, and exposing, putting out. So, like the man said, the world is a big stage, and everybody got their role to play. And the black people, if we're gonna live here, and if we're gonna have something, we got to stick together. At least majority of us. We don't need every black person on code, because we know that's not going to happen. But we need majority of black people get on one code, and we can get things done. But we need a vision. Dr. Sanchez said it, important. Let's not take God out of the equation. I'm not promoting Baptists, Methodists, that. I'm saying God. All right? So I appreciate you guys. I love you guys.
I know we better start understanding politics and economics. I know that.
That's right. We got to learn it.
But spirituality.
But listen, Jessica, reach one.
Each one teach one.
That's it.
Each one got to fuck our own candidate.
That's it.
I know that.
That's it. Because listen.
Learn politics before we get swallowed up.
That's it. All right. Good night, guys. Good morning. All right. Thank you guys for tearing with me.
Good morning, Martin.
And thank you, my brother, 708. I appreciate your comments. Continue to call in, brother, and voice your opinion, brother.
I will.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you, guys. Good night.
Mm-hmm.
Peace out. Peace out. You already know what it is. Live, uncut, unedited. Tell the truth. And what? And shame the devil.